Identifying.
The king of cakes. Choppa for the win.
G'day guys and welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Finally, I'm back. Today's cake is Papyrus, which was inspired from Pink Stylist's makeup tutorial. So thank you, Charlie. Thanks for the idea, mate. What you're going to do is head over to the Cakes by Chopper Facebook page, print off your Papyrus template, and cut out the two heads and the half shapes of the top of his skull. And then you're going to position them on your cake to make sure they fit, and go around with your knife cutting vertically so you get a nice straight edge. Remove all the excess. Once you've cut out all these pieces, I like to stack them up first and see if they're the right size and they are going to look exactly like what I want. It's not a necessity because you've got the template, but I just like to double check. Now you can start rounding off the top of his skull. You just want to take that sharp edge off and make it nice and round. You can fill your cake with whatever you choose. I've just gone with the plain buttercream. This is actually a mock buttercream. It's the same thing as buttercream, but you just use water instead of milk and vanilla essence. Once you've got that stacked and placed on, be sure to glue the last two pieces on top together, just so it doesn't slide off or you don't have this gap in the middle of your cake. I like to do two coats. First I do a really messy one and then pop it in the fridge to set a little bit. And I take it out and then do a final coat where I make sure it's all nice and neat and not too many peaks and spikes around the place. With this specific cake, you're going to do the two coats and then pipe on some extra. So you can see here's the second coat. I just go around and I do spend a little bit more time on this. The next step, you're going to chuck some buttercream in a piping bag because we're going to go through and give him his brow bone, his nose, his cheeks and his chin, I guess you'd call that. Just pipe them on and smooth them down so it won't catch air bubbles in your fondant. Be sure to make his brow bone shaped like the eye mark because you want that definite look. His eyes are a very prominent feature. Roll out your white fondant and then you're going to place it over the top, starting from the very top, making sure the fondant's touching the bottom of the board, and then just gently roll it over and let the fondant do its work. I start from the middle and gently push outwards and along the sides, pulling out the pleats and smoothing them down. Once you've got all the detail in and you're pretty sure there's no air trapped underneath, you can start trimming off the excess, but don't throw that away because we're going to use that for his teeth later on. Once you've got it all nice and neat around the edge, you can just use your little cutting tool to cut it as close as you can and smooth it out. Now it's time to look at our reference picture for the shading. I've got this one, I'll add that to the template. Using a little bit of black petal dust, I've gone through and lightly marked out where his nose would be, the contours of his eye and the bottom of his mouth. Then I switched to a bigger brush for the darker tones because the little brush would take you forever. Now using the bigger brush, I've gone through and darkened up his mouth, and then we're going to use the petal dust to go all around the edge. But you got to do this sort of slow because you're tapering up. You don't want to just make it a flat line, you want it to gradiate and look like the skull, because the black's just going to create like a border for the cake. I was going to do this with a gel food dye, but I really liked the gradient look. Make sure you get it in all the crevices, and if you get a few streaks and lines, I started going left to right and then I started dragging it up. Now I had a bit of camera trouble with this, so I'm retracing over where I've already painted on his eyes and nose and the little corner parts of his mouth. These are on the template, so just copy them as is, and also you can look at where your reference picture is and you should have a good idea because of the shading. For his teeth I used 4 little rectangles of fondant and stuck them down with some water, and then I got the shape of the entire bottom row and just sort of cut it halfway down so it looks like 6 individual teeth and stuck them on. And there you go, there's Papyrus from Undertale. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Check out my social media, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey Charlie, say hi to everybody.
Hi!
That's such a trip.
Chopper, get off scarf and go to bloody bed.
If you guys would like to see more of Charlie's work, just click the video above and you can check out all the awesome face painting and makeup tutorials that he has on his channel. I urge you to go across and check it out. Bye guys.